Sitting here with Chris Smith. Chris, what do you think about Zach Busekrus?
Well, when I think of Zach, I think of kind of a leader. He's been my mentor for quite a while, and he's helped me through a lot of difficult situations. I think he's a great guy and an amazing role model, and I think we can learn a lot from him.
I think that Zach is very fun to be around. He likes to joke around about a lot of things, but he also is a good leader. I've seen him organize many events that I know I wouldn't have been able to pull off, and so I find him inspiring in his leadership, but I also find him really fun to be around and a good friend.
I think of smiles, I think of freckles, and I think of Hawaii.
I think that Zach is a very charismatic, friendly guy. You know, he's always willing to talk to you. He comes up, gives you a hug to greet you. He's a very fun-loving guy.
Zach's a stud. It's the first thing I think of. He's just a stud. I'm not sure how you define that, but
You define it Zach Busekrus, I
you
think.
say Zach Busekrus, and everyone knows stud. He also has some of the most natural self-confidence of any of the people I know. He knows who he is, and he's not afraid of acting like himself, even when that puts him in really awkward situations.
He's been like a brother to me.
I think he defies the laws of physics. I
can
think
see that. Driving from house to house, in the rain, listening to LMFAO, all for Zach Busekrus. Please talk to me about your first encounter with Zach Busekrus.
I think the first real conversation I had with Zach was at a basketball game in 9th grade. He was telling me about his Hawaii school, and I was kind of intrigued because their main sport was like volleyball, and I didn't have that much respect for volleyball at the time. So I think, was having a conversation with him and learning about what it was like to go to that big preppy school in Hawaii where they like to play volleyball.
My first interaction was getting introduced to the cool Hawaii kid and kind of being in awe of just how awesome everyone had built him up to be, and then he turned out to be all that. So that was my first experience.
Describe your perfect Saturday afternoon with Zach Busekrus.
Prancing through a field of daisies.
That's nice. What's the weather like?
It's bright and sunny, but there's 2 clouds in the sky.
Probably elevation burger,
Okay.
and then some deep conversation that could go with or without the elevation burger.
Finishing a game of diplomacy, and then going out to eat and just hanging around with him and some friends and enjoying the time together.
Probably start off going to the gym, and then we've gone to the gym together a few times. Then probably play some board games. Then maybe finish it with watching a movie and falling asleep while watching that movie.
My perfect Saturday with Zach would be Zach makes breakfast, Zach makes lunch, Zach makes dinner.
we start off with a round of golf. Then we go and get Chipotle afterwards. Then we go and meet up with other friends.
Well, Mr. Taylor, that perfect afternoon has already happened, to be honest,
Oh, describe that.
We went to the Mosaic District, we got Chipotle, went up to the rooftop gardens and just talked, and just Brad and Zach chilling.
Shake that.
It's my favorite part. First 3 words that come to mind when thinking of Zach Busekrus. Go.
Leader, nice, funny.
Exciting, fun-loving, and determined.
Funny, smart, and determined.
adjectives that come to your mind when thinking of Zach Busekrus. Go.
Stud.
I'm sure those are
I'm
adjectives.
sorry. They're adjectives, right?
Okay.
That counts.
What are the first 3 nouns that come to mind when you think of Zach Busekrus?
Can I use the answer to another question?
Sure.
Stud.
How are you going to cope with the fact that Zach's leaving us and going all the way to George Mason?
I'll probably not have to cope very much because I hope to see him a lot.
Good question. I'm not sure at this point. It'll be a very different campus without having Zach's and his antics and energy around. I guess we'll kind of have to find a way to make up for it, but since he's a Mason, we'll see him probably pretty regularly.
There will be many nights where I cry myself to sleep, but I think that with a lot of my friends, we can Skype him sometimes, and keeping that connection as open as possible will help me get through it.
I don't think I'll really be able to cope with it. I'll miss him a lot.
It's fair.
I'll probably invade his life as often as I can. Just random points just show up. He's not expecting.
Well, Zach, as you can see, everybody loves you. We're definitely going to miss you at Trinity. Glad you're staying so close by. Keep in touch. And we're just going to let JT fade us out here. What are the first 3 words that pop into your head when you think of Zach Busekrus?
There's honestly nothing going through my head right now.
Repeat that.
Does he remind you of Calvin and Hobbes at all?
Of which one, Calvin or Hobbes?
Whichever one the tiger is.
I thought you meant the kid.
I think that's.
I don't know. What do you think?
Zach's, a little bit like Calvin. He's so short that.
Is Calvin the tiger?
No, Calvin is the kid.
Yeah, but you
Hobbes.
said the tiger.
Yeah.
So you think Hobbes and you think Calvin. This is interesting. Why do you think he's like Calvin?
Because he's so short that everything is long pants on him, and he's just got like that spiky out of nowhere hair, and he can't hit a baseball for his life.
Why Hobbes?
He just looks like Hobbes to me.
Honestly,
Honestly.
That's great.